All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Let's Talk Rockets, episode number 90. The title, this is the Houston Rockets have arrived. They just took down on the road the Boston Celtics, and they are now on Tuesday, January 28th, aka the end of January. The Houston Rockets are the third best team in the NBA, and we haven't done this in 6 weeks, so I apologize. Life's beating my freaking ass right now as far as Will Upton goes. Life's fine. But career wise, Will Upton's getting decimated right now. No one's really watching the video. So I apologize. I was way too focused on the NFL season and, especially towards the end there. We haven't done this in 6 weeks. So I apologize. As always, this is available on streaming sites. The link is directly in the description of this. You can also follow us on Twitter. Let's Talk Rockets. We got our OG Joshua George. What is good? Let me plug this in. There we go. All right. We have a I don't even know if I had this background. Oh, I did have this background. We added a couple of things here in the office bedroom. I've got a couple of flags up there. I at 25, I feel a little bit weird putting flags in. But I almost want to put my rocket flag right there, just from the old days. When we first started this channel, we had that OG setup with the Houston Rocket flag in the background. But the Houston Rockets are on an absolute tear. Hit that like button if you haven't already. They are also playing the Atlanta Hawks tonight. Hopefully, they're able to take care of business. Atlanta is coming off a road loss to the Minnesota Timberwolves. But let me just pull up this box score for argument's sake. Amen Thompson is an absolute stud. Rockets doing great right now. It's crazy. And I feel so bad that I haven't done this in way too long because, man, I would, when I started doing this at the end of 2020, this is what you dream of. The Houston Rockets record is 31-14, and we're not playing like a 2K franchise. I mean, it's crazy. Their roster construction is beautiful. Amen Thompson is actually a star. Like, this guy is a actual alien freak superstar, and it just kind of feels like if he can stay healthy in his NBA career, he's an absolute stud. And he's on the Houston Rockets. Alperen Sengun, Jalen Green, Tari Eason, Jabari Smith Jr. It's really awesome. I got a bunch of great tweets here from our man Bordeaux, my favorite Rocket Twitter guy. But I just wanted to use this as some talking points. Throw in all the live chats. Let me throw in my Zen. Throw in all the live chats if you're watching this live. Like I said, this is available on streaming sites. If you're listening on a streaming site, we're at like almost 1,000 total listens in our 90 episodes, which actually sounds really bad. But thank you all for listening. We have 13 5-star reviews on Spotify specifically. So if you don't mind it, it should only take a couple of seconds. Just click on the name and give us a 5-star rating. It really helps grow the podcast on there. We got Kurum here, absolute stud. We got the OKC guy in here, and you're going to have to tell me how your Thunder think about our Rockets. And we got Kobe in here. How far are we from contending? So one of the reasons I'm doing this is, first off, the Houston Rockets are extremely good right now, and I just need to get back doing this. We started at the regular season. We did this like every other 3 days or so. We had like 3 episodes a week for a couple of like first month of the season. That's number one, 31-14. Number two, I had like a Rockets epiphany the other day. I was watching, I think it was like Saturday night, and I was just watching the TV, and maybe it was Friday. When did the Rockets play? It was Saturday night, right? I think it was Saturday against the Cavs, and they won. And I thought to myself, it's like, all right, I don't watch too much NBA this year. I was way too focused, like I said, into the NFL world. The only games I really watch would be the Houston Rockets. And I was thinking, they just beat OKC. So let me pull up this tweet here. They beat OKC, they beat Boston, they beat Cleveland. Who are the other really good teams in the NBA? And then I realized it's the Houston Rockets. Like, they're in that kind of 4. I can pull up the standings here, but we need to do. Ooh, man, I forgot about all this fun stuff. All right, hold on. Sorry, I haven't done a stream in way too long. It might take me a little bit to get back into the swing of things here. No dead air. Let's see. Should we do Uh, we'll do this background. Although the Joel Embiid one's always funny. And then I need my man Raphael Stone. We used to do this, which actually looking back at it feels kind of condescending. Come on, do something because he does a ton of stuff. And then this one's kind of lame because he's in a mask. But anyways, I tuned into the Rockets games this year. I tuned into the Pistons. That December 1st game was because you guys had 40 free throws. So on the screen here for our audio audience, our audio audience, the Rockets are currently 13-4 against the top 10 teams in the NBA. So not only are they beating bad teams, they're beating everyone in front of them. And this is in the last 2 weeks, the Houston Rockets went 5-0 against 3 of the top 5 teams in the NBA, including 2 wins against the Memphis Grizzlies, the 2 wins against Cleveland Cavaliers, and the Boston Celtics. And I like even Memphis. I don't really. I'm a little bit worried about Ja Morant staying healthy. But he was my MVP pick for the season. But I don't know. I feel like they're just a little bit further than they're further than the Rockets. Um, but I guess you have to throw in the Memphis Grizzlies as far as being like contenders. Maybe maybe you think they're a pretender or whatever, but they're in that kind of bubble. But they're coming off 2 wins against them. Those Cav games were phenomenal. But Amin Thompson last night really stole the show. 33 points, 10 rebounds, 4 assists, 6 of 19 from the field, 1 of 2 from downtown, a steal, a block. Hard to really understand it if you didn't watch him. He's a freak of nature. And the Rockets had, I think it's actually on this dude's Twitter. We can check after this. But there were like 9 minutes left in the game, 8 minutes left in the game. And the Rockets are down like 11 points. And Alperen Sengun checks back into the game, and they just start going on a roll. They start getting defensive stops. Amin Thompson starts scoring. Sengun's dishing out passes. He only had 9 points, but he did everything else. 11 points, 9 rebounds, 9 assists. His defense was great. The Rockets' defense was phenomenal. And Amin Thompson, in the last like 4 minutes of the football or basketball game, really stepped up, and he was scoring everything inside the paint. And he obviously had that game winner. And the guy's insane. It was a tough offensive night for the Houston Rockets, 100%. And Dillon Brooks came up huge with 10 threes, 10 of 15 from downtown for 36 points. Dillon Brooks keeping them in this game. It was like what a duo. Amin Thompson and Dillon Brooks just single-handedly, or not single-handedly, but like being the two like offensive dudes in a game on the road against the Boston Celtics. If I told you that at the beginning of the season, you'd be like, sign me up for that right now. We got a couple of more here. It'd be interesting to see this group in the playoffs. Jokic or Shea at this point for MVP. Amin Thompson's a hoopa. What's up, Sal? I take Amin over Tatum right now, and I'm not even a Rockets fan. There we go. That's how you know you're doing the right thing. All right, let me pull up this next tweet here. We're looking through our likes. This is beautiful here. And this is pretty much what everyone has been waiting for since the year 2017, 2018. I guess we had a little bit of it with Harden and Russ, the bubble season and the month that they all played together with Christian Wood in 2021. The Rockets threw 45 games, 2017, 2018, where they finished 65-17, started 33-12 through the first half, or over the first half, about the first half. And the Houston Rockets right now, going into February, I guess we got a game tonight, 31-14. Can you guys even see this? Oh my God, you can't even see this. I'm sorry. I tweaked a part of this where I said don't automatically show screen, because I thought it would be better. And I'm going to change that, but we'll wait to change that after because I don't remember what it is. Jason Tatum had nothing going. He had a nice bucket on Amin Thompson to get it to tied. And then they drew up a beautiful inbound pass. Amin just goes one-on-one against Jaylen Brown. And the arc he has, the touch Amin Thompson's had this season around the rim is exactly why he could be a superstar stud. But here's the tweet on the screen there. That game showed that if our backcourt gets blitzed repeatedly in the playoffs, we are more than capable of punishing them. I love it. And I remember seeing some stuff about cutting and how Sengun hasn't been a good passer this season, and Sengun hasn't been a good passer in general, or he hasn't been the same passer since KJ Martin, because KJ Martin would just go to the rim all the time, and he would always find himself open. We got our man Sal Cali here throwing $5 to the Let's Talk Rockets family. I appreciate you very much, man. Thank you. I'm a big Giannis fan, and I want him to go to the Rockets. There we go. The missing piece. I appreciate you, Sal. Thank you very much. That's so cool. We haven't had one of those in a long time, so I appreciate you. We're gonna leave that up for a while. All right, let me go to the next post before we just get into an open discourse. Amin Thompson's last 10 games. And then I got a tweet for myself here. Amin Thompson, his last 10 games, 19.2 points, 11.5 rebounds, 4.5 assists, 2.2 steals, 1.2 blocks. And this was a tweet about Vic, Brandon Miller, and Scoot. And it's funny because, like, in hindsight, this looks so obvious because, I mean, we made so many videos. Oh, shoot. Don't play the volume. I should have done a picture. Hey. Amin Thompson, since becoming a starter, it's the same stats, but I just tweeted that. That's just a shameless promo to the Let's Talk Rockets Twitter account. Go check that out. But anyways, that's all I had for that. Now let's just talk about stuff. So I think you guys are 1 year away from actually being serious contenders. It really feels like they're on the OKC path. We talked about that for the last couple of seasons. We feel like they're always kind of a year behind OKC, and they're kind of what we're striving to be as far as timeline goes. And OKC, going in last year, wasn't OKC the 1 seed last season? And now you got playoff experience, got big time playoff experience under your belt. And now OKC is ready to make their push. And, Houston's in a very similar situation where they're going to be a good seed, hopefully home field advantage, depending on matchups. The West is loaded, but it's also old and injured. So this is a young team. That's something that really helps the Rockets is how young they are and fatigue, man. It's an 82-game regular season. It's so long. It's so many basketball games. That's another thing. I prefer to watch games the next day. Like last night, I caught the end. I caught, of course, the buzzer beater, thankfully. And I like watching games the next day. East Coast time is so unideal. It's just so unideal. These games are on so late at night, but it doesn't matter. But anyways, I like doing these post-day recaps. Unless I'm boozing a little bit, drinking some wine, having some beers, I'll do a recap. But we'll do some of that stuff, hopefully, around playoff time. I need to get back into the swing of things. My boy Swaggy, I'm sure you guys all know Swaggy. He's making Rocket content again. He's also got a Rockets channel, but he's making content again on his main. Swaggy, I'm sure most of you guys are sub to. And so I think I'm going to start making some videos too. He's so good with clips. I can never do clips. Yeah, League Pass is the best. I mean, I don't live, I'm from Chicago, and I've never had with League Pass an issue to watch, Rocket games. So if I lived in Houston, I don't know if I could have, right? Couldn't I not have League Pass and watch the games? The local market games, you can't watch them 3 days later. So if I lived in Houston, this would absolutely suck. But I pay like $15 a month, I swear, on my TV just to have like every game available. And then I'm able to watch them the next day. I mean, it's just, I love League Pass. But I really like that I can put it on my TV as well and just sit back, relax, watch a game. I always wanted to do that in college, like sit back, relax, and actually watch a basketball game, but no cable. But now I got YouTube TV. That stuff is pricey, man. So let's take a look at some stuff here. I don't know. As far as maybe let's go to Hoops Hype. As far as trades go, I still hold it down. I mean, we're getting close to the trade deadline. When is the trade deadline? It's in 1 week. Trade deadline's in 1 week. I just flipped Jimmy Butler for Joel Embiid in fantasy basketball because Jimmy Butler is really annoying me. And if I'm going to deal with that, I'd rather have a guy on the injured reserve, or in Yahoo, it's the injured. So I did that. But I didn't realize the trade deadline is 9 days away. This could be crazy. I'm going to be out of town for that. Hopefully Houston makes no moves or no crazy moves because I will be out of town. All right, let's pull this up on the screen here. Oh, I went to Bleach Report. Oh, no, I'm on Hoops Hype. Bold 2025 NBA trade deadline predictions. Let's see if I should have Probably see if Houston was on this. This is not really the article I'm looking for. Where is he? They're saying Chris Middleton's getting traded. Who's asking for him? Julius Randle's traded. Wow. Pelicans might trade Zion. Lakers, Warriors do nothing. Of course, the Rockets aren't in here. Why would they be in here? I'll pull this up. Fubu. I've heard good things about Fubu. All right. This is Hoopsite. And then we go down to the Houston Rockets. Our boy Ciro works for Hoopsite. I like Hoopsite, but the interface pisses me off. There's so many videos and it's so many ads and all this. Like, look at this. Get out of my screen. It's just a tweet. Thompson can't shoot for shit, and he knows it. He's made just about 24% of his threes on a meager 56 attempts this season. That's about as many threes as Tyrese Maxey has taken in his last 5 games. Still, the Rockets are a better offense when Thompson is on the court, and that's because he's one of the most prolific, opportunistic scorers in the NBA. Thompson's one of 6 players this season that have scored 100 or more points off turnovers, second chances, and fast breaks. Oh, yeah, and then Ahmed said, I feel like that was my first game winner. I feel like Kobe. One thing about Houston and their defense, and you just saw it yesterday. I'll pull up the splits from Tatum and Brown. I mean, those guys were locked up all game. So Jason Tatum, 19 points on 5 of 14 shooting, 1 of 7 from downtown, 3 turnovers. Jaylen Brown, 10 of 23 from the field, 3 of 9 from downtown, 2 turnovers. How many did they have as a team? 14 total turnovers. Can I see points off turnovers on this? All right. So Houston turned the ball over 7 times last night against Boston. Boston only turned that into 7 points. Boston turned the ball over 14 times last night, and Houston turned it into 23 points. Their quickness and their athleticism, Tari Eason, Ahmed Thompson, Jalen Green in the fast break, Şengün throwing some passes, Freddie pushing the pace, pushing the tempo. That's just once. And you couldn't see the screen that whole fucking time. I apologize. I need to. Here. Let's just do this. And that still didn't do it. Never mind. We're not going to figure it out in today's show, but I'll get that down. So you guys couldn't even read what I just said. This is what I just read. But their ability to make teams pay for their mistakes is one of the best things about this Houston Rockets team, and their ability to push stuff in transition. What's the Jabari Smith injury update? Because I don't see Jabari going to the bench when he is returned. All right, Rockets give an update on Jabari. He broke his hand about a month ago on January 3rd. Time flies. Let's see here. He was given originally a 4 to 8 week window recovery. Rockets coach Ime Udoka said he has no update on the next step for Jabari Smith Jr., who is 3 weeks into his estimated 4 to 8 week recovery. Smith is still doing conditioning. That doesn't involve his broken left hand. Sounds like it might be a longer side of the timeline. All right. We'll deal with that when it comes, and I'm excited for him to eventually make his comeback. He's missed 12 straight games. Houston's done just fine, but that is something I'm always curious about is I'm assuming whether you think or agree with it or not that Amen would be hitting he would be hitting the bench. And Houston snaps a huge Houston always loses to Boston. What was it, 8 of the last 9? Boston's coach Joe Mazzulla highlighted their athleticism and physicality on the defensive end as what sticks out to him first about the Rockets. They're going to wear teams down in the playoffs, even if they're not shooting or making their threes, which I know is still, an issue. I mean, last night they went 17 of 41, 41.5 from downtown. That's going to win you a playoff series. But that defense keeps you in every single basketball game you play. And once you get into the playoffs and these guys start learning their opponents' strengths, weaknesses, etc., I feel really good about the resiliency and the intelligence of this Houston Rockets team. All right, we're going to wrap it up here because I got to make some videos. Might make a Rockets video, but I might wait because they play in a few hours from now. So I appreciate everyone pulling in. Thank you, Sal, for the donation. Hit the like button if you guys haven't already. But as always, these are available on Spotify and Apple or wherever you get your podcast about an hour after these shows. Appreciate all the listens there and here live and post live. We'll see you in a day or two. That's it from me. Keep an eye out for some videos dropping, hopefully for a lot of February. I'm going to be out of town for the next couple of weeks here. So I'll do what I can. But thank you guys for tuning in. We're definitely going to keep these live streams up. Peace.